Session 8's focus is social class, specifically in the United States. This session is going to guide you deeper into your text and challenge your thoughts on what you assumed social class meant. Sometimes when we say social class, we think about income. And while that is a small component of social class, how we judge each other's social class means way more than just income. To get you started in Session 8, you're going to complete the textbook reading and quizzes in Rebel for Chapter 10. You will need to access Rebel's Chapter 10 to complete your journal assignment and your writing activity for this session. So keep that open once you have completed your quizzes. To get started for the social class components journal, remember you will always copy what is between the dotted lines. You will click on the Start or Edit My Journal Entry button, and you will paste what you copied into the entry box. For the social class components journal, the directions tell you to return to section 10.1 in the chapter. That section is titled, What is Social Class? You'll need to return to that and reread the specific parts in order to answer each one of the questions. For example, the first question asks you to explain in your own words what social class means to you. So you'll need to return to the section in 10.1 that says, What is social class? You'll need to reread that section, get a good idea of what social class is, and then turn it into your own words in order to explain what social class means to you. Remember, this is in your own words, so you create the statements. You do not copy and paste them. Then each one of the questions below that ask you to explain what property, power, or prestige means as a component of social class. And it asks you how it contributes to a person's social class standing. You will need to read the section for property, the section for power, and the section for prestige before you answer each one of those questions. And remember, this is a college course, so writing in complete sentences using paragraph form for each one of these responses is required for full credit. Once you have your responses typed in the entry box, please remember that you are to change the font color. You only change the font color of what you typed. This is a great way for you to check and make sure that you have responded in complete sentences and in paragraph form. If your responses on the screen don't look like a paragraph, then that means you might need to go back and add more content. Once you hit the blue Save Changes button, that will submit your journal entry for me to grade. The final item for Session 8 is Consequences of Social Class. Remember, when you click on this writing activity and you access the link for the assignment, it's going to make you make a copy. This is going to deposit right into your Google Drive. Okay, for the writing activity this week, you're going to need to go to your textbook as well. I have not included very many lecture videos this week because your text covers social class so well. The first thing it asks you to do is reread section 10.3, which is Consequences of Social Class. And then it asks you to read the down-to-earth sociology piece in section 10.5. That is a true-false activity about social class. Section 10.3 focuses on the 7 consequences of social class. You are going to identify those 7 and type them into the boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once you type your consequence in the box, you are then going to answer in bullet form on the right-hand side of this table how the consequence is affected by social class. For example, one of the consequences that your book discusses is mental health. Mental health is very different depending upon a person's social class. We know that mental health is worse for those in lower social classes. We know by research that the reason for that is because there is more stress and more sense of failure that is associated with people that earn less incomes. So that would be an example that we would put in the consequence that is affected by social class section. You can read that whole section about each consequence and list out bullets. Remember, you're just rewording, you're putting this in your own words, as if you read the section and then you're going to explain it to a friend. Number 3 and number 4 of your writing assignment this week are your opinions. So number 3 asks you which of the 7 consequences do you feel has the largest impact on the individual? And number 4 asks which one you feel like has the largest impact on society. Again, this is your opinion. You are entitled to feel any way. You are entitled to choose any option of the 7 consequences, but you just have to thoroughly explain why you feel that way. Again, you will answer in complete sentences and in paragraph form. Back up your choice with reasoning. And then for number 5, the final part of the writing assignment for this week, ask you to go back and review that section 10.5 down to earth sociology piece. Remember, it is a true-false activity that asks you what you know about poverty. And it says, which statement surprised you the most? It asks why you were surprised. It asks, did that challenge any of your previous thoughts and assumptions? So just take a few minutes, deeply reflect on that activity, and answer in paragraph form your reflection. That will finish session 8's activities on social class. This section really does challenge some of our background assumptions, some of those thoughts that we have had about society. So I hope that this week, as you are going through and reading and rereading and reflecting, that you see some of the things that you thought you knew about social class in the United States is in fact a little different than exists in reality. Oftentimes students report that this is one of the most eye-opening sessions of the course, so I hope you enjoy it as well. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns as you are doing your assignments.